Hi, this is Arjun putting for Kids First, and today I'm reviewing Hobbs and Shaw. I really had a fun time with this one. I mean, it's a spin-off of the Fast and Furious movies, pretty decent one, and it contains the high-octane action and the charismatic leads we usually know from the franchise. It has something for everyone, especially for people who are not a big fan of car chases and just want more variety in action sequences. The story follows series favorites, Hobbs and Shaw, of course, as they must take on a new threat who is cybernetically modified himself. He's basically superhuman, and his name is Brixton Lore. But amidst all this 80s-inspired carnage, we have family reunions, especially from MI6 agent, who is Deckard Shaw's sister, Hattie Shaw, and with Hobbs' own Samoan relatives. Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham are easily the best things to this movie. You know, they're just so much fun to watch, just to watch them bicker and banter along, and a lot of them were even improvised, and I just found a lot of them just funny. I have not had this much laughs in the theater in a while, but on top of that, it's just a lot of fun to watch them do action sequences. I love how they just both have their different way of handling enemies. Dwayne Johnson just smacks them straight up, and Jason Statham's a lot more suave about it. But also, Vanessa Kirby as Hattie Shaw is a big surprise. I enjoyed her presence too, and has as much action scenes as the two leads do. And I also enjoyed her romantic banter with The Rock, as the two characters kind of have this flirt thing, watching Deckard's awkward reactions to those. Idris Elba does the best he can with the most stereotypical villain I've seen in quite a while. He is just the mustache-twirling of all mustache-twirling villains, and he really just does a good job, because he's Idris Elba. He's out there, he has a lot of charisma, and we just liked watching him say things, even though it just sounds like the most gibberish nonsense I've heard in quite a while. But it's the surprise cameos here that really elevated the cast and the movie for me at times. You know, there are some which they didn't spoil in the trailers, and I think are going to be a huge hit with the audience. Leitch is the director here, and with that we get a lot more variety in action scenes. The action choreography is really well done. I enjoyed all of the hand-to-hand combat scenes. There's just a lot of variety. There's shootouts, there's hand-to-hand combat, there's even car chases that throw back to the original Fast and Furious movies, which I enjoyed. He has directed Atomic Blonde and was one of the co-directors on John Wick, so he really knows what he's doing, and it's shown here. Script, however, and the story is not so good, even though the characters and the interactions with each other are so well written and just hilarious. The story itself could have used a little bit of work, but it's these action scenes which are really the glue that holds together the movie and just makes it more entertaining to watch. Biggest flaw is definitely that the movie is 2 hours too long, and I think they could have cut down some scenes because it did drag on a little. But on top of that, I think the marketing for the movie was just not good. A lot of the movie's best moments are spoiled in the trailer, comedic or action scenes, and there just wasn't enough surprise. A lot of the big budget blockbuster scenes that we've already frankly seen from the trailers because they were just spoiled to us. But I did like the cameos that they snuck in there, and I just thought those were really cool. The movie does have a really good message in family and just being out there for each other, especially like the final act, how Dwayne Johnson's character, Luke Hobbs, he goes to visit his Samoan relatives. And it's also just a nice locale to keep the final action scene, but also keep it focused on family. However, due to the flaws I mentioned, which do keep this from being a higher score, I do have to give this a 4 out of 5 stars, and the age range would definitely be from 10 to 18, because there is a lot of intense action scenes, some suggestive material, and language, of course. The movie releases on August 2nd. This is Arjun putting for Kids First. Thanks for watching.